That's one of them, bro. Right? I got another one. I got another one, bro. This one. This is the second one, bro. So as y'all can see, I was getting busy, boy. I was getting busy in the studio, boy. So listen, man. Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve, y'all. My name is Jose. How's everybody doing tonight, man? I hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys meditating and connecting to Sauce Brought. You know, we love you, we miss you. We want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love y'all, man. Shout out to Source. I love you guys. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel guys, my demon guys, and my spirit guys. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out Trippy Everything. I fucking love y'all, bro. So listen, y'all. It's Thursday, May 1st. 2 days to my birthday. Right? It's 2:15 a.m., y'all. 2025. Near the rapture, y'all. Right? So yesterday, the message I got yesterday, I got it from the wrong channel. Right? So we're not gonna do that dumb shit today. I think it's this stupid ass tablet, right? This stupid ass, this shit is retarded, bro. Look, it's just a white screen, bro. This tablet is stupid, bro. Like this shit takes 8 years to upload something, to fucking do something, bro. Look, it's just a white screen, bro. Lenovo sucks. Don't ever buy a Lenovo tablet, bro. Don't ever buy one, bro. This shit's just garbage, bro. Look, bro. It's garbage, bro. Look, it's still on the white screen, bro. How long does it take to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Look, it won't even let me do nothing, bro. And then that dumbass phone, that shit died for no reason. That shit just died. That shit was 100% this morning, bro. Right? I haven't been on it, nigga. That shit just been sitting right there. I come back home and the shit is on 1%, bro. Like, what the fuck? How, bro? Look. Still, bro. You can't even see the YouTube side on it. There you go. Somebody came in, hit the like button and left, bro. You don't want to watch it. You don't want to watch it. All right, so I found the right message, bro. Let me see if I can click on this motherfucker, bro. Look, I'm gonna show y'all, bro. Look, I'm clicking on it, bro. I'm clicking on it, bro. It's not doing nothing, bro. The challenge is the worst, bro.
Greetings, dear starseeds. I am Lady, and we are the Arcturians. In this moment, we observe your world undergoing profound changes and challenges. You have recently seen the lights go out in many places. Cities plunged into darkness, Science failing, familiar systems stopping without warning. We wish to speak to you about the greater light with...
All right. So if they let me go in, I'm gonna tell you guys all about it. Right? Let me see if they let me in, bro. All right, they did, bro. So first of all, let me give a shout out, bro. Shout out to Jose Petter. It was channeled by Jose Petter, right? It was received April 30th. It was narrated by Luka Novak, right? So shout out to Luka Novak and shout out to Jose Petter. In your case, it's going to be narrated by me, by Yahweh. So listen, the question was, can you give us the higher level view of the recent blackouts in Europe, right? And the title is Be Prepared, what no one is talking about. And this is from Lady, from the Arcturians, right? So we on the right channel today, y'all. That was my fault. Yesterday I was, you know, nigga was half asleep, right? I was half asleep. I wasn't paying attention, right? But we on point today, right? The tablets got batteries, so we don't got to worry about that bullshit, right? So Mr. Shadow sleeping, bro. So I guess I'm gonna have to choose my own topic, bro. So what should we get into today? Let me think for a second, bro. I read somewhere today that they said that Trump wants to be the new pope. Listen to me. Trump wants to be the new pope. What the fuck's going on? He wants to be me so bad. These people want to be me so bad, bro. Y'all niggas better move over, bro. I'm coming to reclaim my throne, bro. You understand me? I'm coming to reclaim what's mine, bro. Nothing you could do to stop me. Nobody could stop me, bro. Nobody. There's not a soul on this planet who could stop me, bro. Understand that, bro. I hope y'all understand that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, over the last couple days, man, I've been going live and I've been getting these messages and I've been giving these messages and I've been learning. I've been learning from these messages too, I don't know everything, bro. I'm learning, bro. Listen to me. I'm learning. I'm learning as I go. You understand? So this is what Source wants us to do, bro. He wants us. It's not. I mean, technically, you're running blind, right? This is what it is, bro. You're running blind. You don't know what's next. You don't know what's coming. You don't know what to do. You're given the instructions at the very last possible second, bro. They tell you what to do at the very last. Like you'll be biting your nails off by the time they tell you what to do. But what I'm trying to say is that they always tell you what to do. It's just a matter of listening. You gotta listen, bro. You don't listen. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm trying to teach you guys how to listen, how to be receptive, because you don't know how to do that. You only know how to be closed. Y'all niggas don't know how to open up. You only know how to be closed and guarded. Everybody got all these walls up. Everybody got, all these barriers up, and they don't let nobody in. And you got Source standing there waiting for you to open up so he can come in. You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna connect the Source if you won't be receptive? You gotta be receptive. Right? So Jose, how the fuck do I be receptive? I don't know how to do that. Right? Well, it's how can I explain it, bro? The best way for me to explain it is the only way I know how, bro. And we've all been through breakups, right? We've all been through breakups. We've all been in situations where we had to speak from our heart, where we had to say, please, let's fix this, right? And or whatever, right? Whatever made you tap into your heart chakra, right? You need to learn how to do that. Tap into your heart chakra, bro. But you can't wait till there's something going on. Like you can't do it out of fear. You cannot do it out of fear, bro. You gotta learn how to do that shit out of love. You understand? Which is not easy because you were never taught how to do that, bro. Right? So the way to do it is to speak from your heart, bro. Speak as if you really care, right? Because you really you're supposed to, bro. You have to if you want to evolve. It's something you have to do. So with this said, bro, I did learn a few things over the last couple of lives, right? As far as my personal journey is concerned. And I'm not gonna lie. I sit here and I hold on to things, and I teach you guys not to do that, but it's very difficult not to do. So I do it, and certain people did certain things to me that I really want to get them back for, right? And being instructed to let it go is difficult to do. So, with that said, I am holding on to some things. I haven't released everything, which is why I'm not activated. I haven't released everything. I'm still upset about some things. I'm still mad at some people. You know, uh, I feel like they deserve to be punished for what they've done. You understand? So I can't continue to hold on to these feelings and emotions. I have to release them. I have to realize that it's not that serious, bro. So, needless to say, I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna start working on it. So consider yourself forgiven. Consider yourself forgiven, bro. If I ever see you, I'm not gonna do nothing to you. You understand? I'm gonna leave you alone, bro. You understand? You reap what you sow, my nigga. I'm gonna let God deal with you. I'm gonna let, because God could do a way better job than me, bro. I could whip your ass. I could reset you. Right? I could make you start this game over. But that's not gonna help, right? That's not. I mean, would it make me feel better? It probably would, right? But my father will make me feel better than that. So I'd rather let my father take care of me, bro. You understand? So with that said, bro, I'm gonna begin to release these burdens I'm carrying because I'm carrying them. You understand? I came to that realization. You know, reading these messages to you, rewatching my lives. Listening to myself speak, I realized that you know I'm holding on to things that I can't. I'm not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to do that, bro. It's not allowed in 5D. It's not allowed over there. So take it as a lesson. Don't take it as a loss. Take it as a lesson. So I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat all of it. I'm gonna eat all of it, bro. Because you're not worth it, bro. You won't be invited to my party. Right? That's it, bro. Right? When I throw my party, you're not gonna be invited, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do you? God bless you, bro. I wish you nothing but the best, right? All of you. I wish you nothing but the best, bro. God bless all of you, bro. You understand? But fuck you, bro. Fuck all of y'all niggas, bro. You understand me? So you just won't get invited. That's all. I'm gonna have my celebration, right? And I'm gonna invite people that I want there. You understand? And the people that don't deserve to be there won't be there, bro. You understand that? You know, I'm gonna share everything I ever got, everything I ever get, bro. Everything I get, I'm sharing with everyone, bro. Except you, except you, bro. So continue to do what you do. There's gonna come a point in time where you can't block my videos. I'm gonna be on your television, bro. How you gonna block me from your television, bro? Explain that one, bro. So there's gonna come a time where you either gonna have to turn that shit off, right? Or suck it up, bro. But there's nothing you could do about it. I'll tell you that, bro. There's nothing y'all could do about it, bro. You understand me? Y'all hear my raps? I'm getting better. I'm getting better. You hear me? It's only a matter of time. Tick tock, nigga. This is a process. I'm just waiting for the process to pass, bro. Trying to make it as joyous as possible for myself. So, with that said, I'm also aware that some people are gonna find God. Some people that went against me are gonna find God because of me. You understand? And I don't need you to say thank you. I don't need you to tell me nothing, bro. Find your father, bro. You know, build a relationship with your father, bro. With God. You understand me? And when I activate, and God tells me that you found him, right? You found me. Leave him alone. Right? I'm gonna be proud of you. I'm gonna be proud of you, bro, because you're gonna be on the team, right? I don't know how many of you are gonna do it. I don't know, who's listening, who's paying attention, who's actually doing doing the work, which is not easy work. It's not easy, bro. But understand only the strong survive, bro. If you want to be elite, if you want to be part of divinity, bro, it's gonna take work. It's not given to you. It's not given. It wasn't given to me, bro. You understand me? I seeked, bro. I looked for it, bro. You understand? I looked for something I didn't know existed, bro. I was just looking for my home, bro. I really just wanted to go home, bro. You understand? Like my heart was calling. My heart really wanted me to find home, bro. And I really feel like this is not it. I'm not from here, bro. This is not my home, bro. I feel homesick, bro. Why do I feel homesick, bro? You know what I'm saying? So I started seeking. Where's my home, bro? I want to know where's my home. I started to ask myself these questions. I started to ask God these questions, right? If there's God, tell me what the fuck's going on here, bro. Because I don't know what's going on here, bro. I feel like I miss home. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my house, but I feel like I miss home. And this does not make sense to me, bro. Why is this happening? You understand? And I kept seeking and I found, bro. Because I asked for my heart, bro. You understand? So, with that said, I want to teach as many people as I can how to do this, bro. I want you guys to learn how to do it. I want you guys to see with your own eyes, bro. I want you guys to see with your own pineal gland what you are, bro. You can see it. You can feel it, bro. You understand? You have superhuman abilities and you don't even know it, bro. A lot of you do, bro. And you think it's deja vu, or you think because, you could read somebody's mind without even realizing that you did it, bro. And you guys will be hanging out, having a conversation, you read their mind, and y'all start laughing about it. Like, hey, nigga, you just read their mind. Do you realize how deep that is? Do you realize that's a magical power, bro? That's an ability, bro. And we just blow it off like if, oh shit, it's a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. No, nigga, you actually did that, right? You actually did it. You just don't know how. You don't know how. You don't even comprehend the fact that you can do something like that, bro. So you blow it off. It was a coincidence. It was really funny. I blurted out something they was thinking. It was random, and we call it random. And we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe that we have these abilities. And as long as you don't have that belief, then guess what, bro? You don't have those abilities, bro, because you need your belief. You need it, bro. Your belief is everything, bro. You understand me? Your belief is the electricity that powers everything, bro. All right. And I'm going to reiterate that for the guys in the back. Right? Listen to me. Your belief is the electricity that powers everything, bro. Your belief, bro. If you believe it, it is. Understand that, bro. You understand that, bro. I mean, it's a process. It's not going to be, there's going to come a point where it's going to be at the snap of a finger. You think it and it's going to appear or it's going to happen, or, whatever, because you're that powerful. But as of right now, it's a process, bro. You have to birth it. You have to manifest it from within. You have to create it from within, right? And then you have to, you have to speak it. You have to bring it out here. And then only that, you have to take action out here to do whatever it is you're trying to do. So all of these is processes, beginning from the thoughts, from the manifestation, bro, from the thought, from the little birthing that you're having in your mind, right? You're having a birth, bro. You're birthing a new idea, right? And you have to nourish that idea, bro. You have to constantly think about it. You have to constantly make it better. You have to constantly bring it into your reality. How can you bring it into my reality? I need to bring it here. And this is what you need to practice how to do, bro. And the way you do that is by using your imagination. You need to use your imagination, bro. See, they taught us half-ass, right? They taught us half-ass how to use your imagination. They didn't really tell you that if you really use your imagination, you can change your reality around you. They never told you that, bro. You understand? Because they never told me, right? Nobody ever told me that if I use my imagination, I could alter reality, bro. Right? They never taught us that because they never wanted you to know that you were that powerful, bro. They need to keep that a secret, bro. They can't let you know what you are, bro. You know? Why you think I got 0 people watching me right now? I got nobody watching. I never got nobody watching me, bro. They don't want this information to get out, bro. Right? But it's coming out, bro. You understand? I know people watching me. I know people stealing my topics, stealing my information, and they're going and teaching it, which I don't care, bro. Listen to me. I don't care, bro. You understand me? When y'all niggas wake the fuck up, y'all gonna see who I be, bro. You understand? And once you elevate, nigga, you know, love is love, bro. You understand? Hi, whatever your name is. Another weird name. Another weird name, y'all. Who's that? Joel? Crackhead? The crackhead, the fucking homo. The project homo. So anyway, uh, you know, right now I'm just giving you right now I'm just giving you my ideas and my thoughts on what the processes are to spirituality, to manifestation, to creating and altering your own reality around you, right? Remember, man, once you awaken and you activate that DNA, you shift into a parallel universe, bro, where you become the main character. You cannot forget this information, bro. Once you awaken, you shift into a parallel universe where you become the main character, bro. You understand that? Do you understand that, bro? You know, you have to realize that these dimensions exist, these realities exist. There's more than one you. There's more than one you, bro. You're not only here, bro. You're here, 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 here. You're in every possible scenario you could think of. You're in it, bro. You're in it, bro. You just have to vibrate to that particular, experience. Do you want a bad experience? You vibrate lower. You want a good experience? You vibrate higher, right? But you're already living all of them. You're living every experience you could think of, bro. You're a source. You understand? Source is everything and everybody. So you're living everything. And once you tap into the mind, you know, you tap into everybody's mind, bro. Listen to me. You tap into everybody's mind, bro. It's crazy, bro. Right? But this is what it's like to be divine, bro. This shit is dope. This shit is dope as fuck, bro. So all my life, I always move fast. I always move like I maneuver quick. Like I make decisions quick, and I take action quick. I've always been this way. Has it always worked for me? No. Sometimes I wish I didn't do that. Sometimes I wish I would have, sat back and thought about it. So, it didn't. It never changed me, right? It never changed the fact that I moved quick. So when I discovered the spirituality shit, I started doing everything I could to be the best at what I didn't even want to be the best at it, bro. I just wanted to connect to my father, bro. On a regular basis. Holy shit, I can do that, bro. I can do that, bro. How, bro? Tell me how, bro. And let me do this shit every day, bro. I'll do this shit every day, bro. You understand? I sit down and meditate, bro. You understand? I go into meditation, bro. And I see some shit, bro. This is it. I be seeing some shit, bro. You know, people say I'm mentally ill because of my experiences, but you know, who's mentally ill, bro? Have you ever met God before, bro? Have you ever met God before? Because if you never met God, nigga, you better pay attention and stop being judgmental. Because being judgmental ain't helping you. I had my experiences, bro. There's nothing wrong. I'm perfectly normal. You understand me? Don't be a hater, bro. Don't be a hater, bro. So, we were talking about experiences, right? So, yeah, you have to know that when you connect to the one mind, you're becoming God. You're becoming God. This shit is crazy, but this is what's happening because you have This mind is connected. Everyone's connected to this mind, bro. We're all already connected to it. So it can hear us, bro, and whatever we're thinking, it knows. It knows, bro. It always knows. We're always connected to it. You can't unplug. You can't. There's no way to unplug. Nigga, you are what you are. What do I say? You're the fractal of light. That fractal of light, that part of source. You are that. So what is that? What is it? What does that mean? Right? What does that mean, bro? If I'm that little piece of light, what am I? You understand me? So when you connect to this mind and you begin to receive these ideas, these thoughts, you begin to receive all this information. When you're around other people and you begin to hear their thoughts, holy fuck, I heard that, right? How, bro? Right? But these are things that come with being tapped in, bro. I could just be in the same room as you, and we don't even have to be engaging, bro. You could be just, and you could be in your thoughts, right? And just because I'm in your vicinity, bro, I can hear them shits. It's my choice whether to speak on them or not. But at the end of the day, the fact that I can hear him tells me you have no privacy. We have no privacy, bro, because if I can hear his, you can hear mine. And if he can hear mine, who else can hear him? Everybody can. Everybody can, bro. Right? So hold the fuck on. I gotta watch what the fuck I'm thinking, bro. Because you don't know who the fuck's who. Nobody knows who the fuck's who, bro. You understand? So once you learn all this shit and you come to these realizations, nigga, your brain really starts to work differently, bro. You gotta be careful about shit you think about, bro. But you guys won't understand that. You think that you're alive. You guys think you're alive. It's funny, bro. I was telling Jordan today, right? I was like, listen, I'm gonna tell you something that's hypothetical, but it's gonna trip you out. But it's hypothetical, right? Let's say they created a video game. This is a video game, right? Let's say I created this video game that was so real. Listen to me, this shit was so real that you could feel, bro. Listen to me, you could feel. What if I made a Sims game that you can go inside of, bro? And you could like become a part of the game, right? And this is how you play the game. So what if I created this game and I immersed myself in here, bro? And I'm in here, and I'm in this video game, bro. And I know it's a video game, right? And even though I know it's a video game, I can't get out. I still can't get out, bro. I gotta defeat the levels. I gotta beat the levels. So it doesn't matter that I remember. It doesn't matter that I know that this is my creation. I just have to remember it. It doesn't matter. I can't go nowhere. I can't go nowhere. I could sit here and tell you all day I'm the creator. And I can't leave. I can't leave because I have to defeat the level. I have to show you that I could do this shit. I could do it. I created it, bro. Right? This is part of being connected. This is part of the challenge. This is the game, bro. This shit it's trippy, bro. Right? At the end of the day, that's what it is, trippy, bro. Life is trippy as shit, bro. Once you come to this side, bro, you gonna you stop taking life seriously, bro. Like you really do. Like, I do what I gotta do in the matrix so I can have money. Right? But other than that, bro, I do me, bro. There's no rules, bro. I do what I wanna do, bro. You understand? I respect the matrix, bro. I respect the people in the matrix. I understand. I understand, bro. You guys were groomed. Everybody was groomed. Nobody really knows what they are. Nobody knows, what species they are. Nobody knows nobody even knows about the star systems. Nobody even knows about the other civilizations. So how can you sit there and know that all the aliens look like humans? Right? You got some that evolved, right? You got some that evolved that look different. They look like this, right? Or they look like this. Or they look like this. But those used to be humans. Those used to be caterpillars and they're butterflies now. You understand? This is how it is, bro. When I evolve, I'm gonna look like one of these niggas, right? I'm gonna look like probably one of them niggas up there, bro. You understand? But until I get my body to that level, I can't show you. It's gonna take time. All this is Divine, they call it divine timing, bro. I can feel my body changing. I can feel it, bro. Right? But I can't tell you when. I don't know. All I could tell you is ever since New Year's, bro, I feel like I can float away, bro. I could feel like I could just let go and just fly, bro. Like it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling, bro. So I'm gonna get into the message, y'all. Greetings, dear starseeds. I am Lady, and we are the Arcturians. In this moment, we observe your world undergoing profound changes and challenges. You have recently seen the lights go out in many places, cities plunge into darkness, grids failing, familiar systems stopping without warning, and we wish to speak to you about the greater light within. This darkness for what we see, what these events represent in the grand journey of your collective consciousness. Know that nothing occurs in isolation. Every occurrence in your physical reality carries a vibration, a message, an opportunity for growth. And so, it is with these blackouts that have rippled across your Europe in recent weeks. Firstly, we invite you to take a higher perspective as of rising above Earth and observing it as an energy system. When you do this, you notice that the planet's energy fields were in a state of flux during those outages. The Earth beneath your feet, the sun above your head, the very magnetic envelope around your planet, all were shifting and communicating. These power outages were symptoms of a much larger energetic realignment taking place. From our view, we saw Gaia exhaling a breath she had held for too long. And that exhale, certain dense energies that had accumulated in your grids and networks were released. The result was a temporary void and apparent darkness. But this void was quickly filled by light of a new quality. Let us explain your electrical grids. The web of power lines, transformers, and stations are a physical mirror of the interconnected web of human consciousness. Electricity connects every home, just as the collective consciousness connects every soul. In recent times, the frequency of human consciousness has been rising. You feel this as an urgency, as excitement, as restlessness for change. However, many of your physical symptoms were built at an older, denser frequency. There comes a point. What the hell? All right. Uh, there comes a point when the old circuits cannot fully hold the new energy. The outages in Europe were manifestations of this mismatch. It is as if an old vessel momentarily cracked under pressure from a high vibration of water flowing into it. Now, we want you to understand this not as a catastrophic failure, but as a necessary recalibration. When a circuit breaker trips in your home, it is to protect the system from overload and allow you to reset in a safer way. On a planetary level, these blackouts function similarly. They prevented larger damage and signaled what needs to be improved from the standpoint of spirit. They also created a pause, a still point in which millions of human minds synchronize in attention. Think of how, in those moments, so many people shared the same thought. I hope the light comes back. That unified desire is powerful. It creates a wave of confidence, of coherence in the field of humanity, and indeed the lights did return. Gradually, as you focus collectively on solutions and support unified focus on restoring light, both literal and metaphorical, is one of the most beautiful outcomes of these incidents. We also wish to address the fear and uncertainty that arose. It is natural, dear ones, when plunged into darkness to fear, ancient survival instincts activate. But look at how quickly you adapted. There were stories of kindness, of ingenuity, people directing traffic with their phone, flashlights, shopkeepers giving away food before it spoiled, neighbors checking on each other. This warms our hearts, for it shows the resilience and love that is your true nature. One of the spiritual purposes of such disruptions is exactly to shake you out of routine, so that your authentic humanity shines forth. When all the external distractions and comforts fall away, for a time you rediscover the primal truth that you have each other, community, compassion, and creativity. These became your generators when the electrical ones failed. In a society often fragmented by individual concerns, a sudden common challenge brought unity. This is not an incident, but a gift born from adversity. Many of you have asked either consciously or in the depths of your being, why is this happening now? What are we meant to learn from our perspective? Two key lessons emerge from the first: humanity and humility and gratitude and appreciation for elements of life you may take for granted. Light at the flick of a switch, information at the push of a button, the humming background of modern civilization. You live immersed in miracles wrought by human ingenuity. Yet it is easy to overlook them until they vanish. When they vanish, you felt how precious they were. This gratitude flowing from millions of hearts creates a positive charge in the collective energy. It invites even more blessings and innovations because when you appreciate what you have, you open the door for greater abundance to paradoxically you sorry, you open the door for greater abundance. So paradoxically, a moment of deprivation seeded a field of gratitude that will yield future gains. The second lesson is adaptability. In the face of your world is changing rapidly on levels seen and unseen. To navigate what is coming, the transformations in society, technology, and consciousness, flexibility, and trust are essential. The blackouts nudged you to practice flexibility. Plans were appended, and you made new ones on the fly. People in trains that stopped had to find other ways. Workers sent home early had to adjust their schedule. In a spiritual sense, this is excellent practice for the shifts of ascension. The path to higher consciousness is seldom linear or predictable. It requires flowing with what sometimes in darkness, trusting that you will emerge into the light again. And you have every one of those effective regions come back online. Likewise, if you trust and adapt, any period of confusion in your life will eventually clarify. Now, we speak of the symbolism of lights out and lights on. Darkness often symbolizes the unknown, the unconscious, or the hidden. Light symbolizes knowledge, awareness, revelation. These events carry symbolic resonance. A wave of darkness rolled over parts of your world, and then the lights returned. This is very much akin to the process of awakening. Many of you personally experience the dark night of the soul, a period when things seem to fall apart, when you feel lost or in the dark about your purpose. Such a period often precedes a great illumination, a breakthrough of understanding, a surge of growth, a rebirth. What happened in Europe can be seen as a collective dark night of the soul in miniature. It is a precursor. We gently suggest to larger revelations that are coming to your civilization. We feel some of you, especially those following alternative information, holding your breath about what might come next. There is talk among you. There will be more blackouts, a global blackout, 3 days of darkness. We sense both fear and hopeful anticipation in these questions. Our guidance is this: do not fixate on specific dramatic predictions, but rather strengthen your inner light so that no external darkness can trouble you. The metaphorical 3 days of darkness, in truth, is incubated and then reborn. It's about an inner process, uh, then a physical one. Whether or not the entire world goes dark for days, each of you can face periods where it feels dark. What matters is that you learn to ignite your own lamp within. As one of your wise humans said, at times, you have to be your own sun. If further power outages come, and they may in some regions as adjustments continue, see them as a chance to practice peace amidst uncertainty. You are never truly alone in the dark, and we and many beings of light walk with you, sit beside you by that candle or that flashlight beam. Some of you actually felt this in the quiet that fell when the machine stopped. You felt the presence or a still small voice inside. Indeed, when the external noise dies down, the voice of the spirit becomes audible. Many who experienced the recent blackouts have moments of sudden insight about their life, about their feelings, about changes they want to make. Perhaps in the sudden pause, someone realized how hectic their life had been and vowed to slow down. Perhaps another realized how unprepared they were and decided to cultivate more self-reliance. These realizations are precious sparks of light born from the temporary darkness. Honor them, act on them. From our vantage point, we also see a great convergence taking place. It is no coincidence that spiritual theories and scientific analysis are both swirling around these events. You are at the dawn of an age where science and spirituality will unite in wisdom, and the mysteries of energy, both in the grid and in your chakras, are coming to the forefront. Inventors in your world are already receiving flashes of inspiration, confirmation, some during these outages for new days of generating and distributing power that work in harmony with Earth's natural frequencies. It is very likely that in the aftermath of these blackouts, accelerated advancements will occur. We foresee, for example, the decentralized and renewable energy systems will get a boost in investment and creativity, reducing the chance of massive centralized failures. This parallels the spiritual decentralization of power, moving away from a few authorities holding all the energy. It can be electrical or political, toward an empowered network of many individuals sharing their own light. Yes, dear ones, even your technology is evolving toward a more enlightened state, one that mirrors the interconnection of an awakened human consciousness in the future. In the future, power outages of this scale may become a rarity, not because nothing ever goes wrong, but because humanity adapts with smarter systems, both technological and spiritual. Fail-safes. You are learning from these exams, and you will pass with flying colors. We also wish to highlight the cosmic timing of these events. They occurred during the potent astrological window, eclipse season, and full moon. Whether you personally believe in astrology or not, your ancestors did, in your collective unconsciousness, often respond to these celestial cycles. During, I fucking love y'all, bro. During eclipse season, old patterns are eclipsed, sometimes literally turning off the light so that new patterns can emerge. It is that as though the universe orchestrated a grand play at the eclipse. Part of Europe experienced a taste of literal eclipse of electric light, and after the shadow passed, life resumed, but not quite the same. Seeds of change have been planted. Consider that the universe might be communicating through events. Prepare for the new. The old will not hold much longer. Those who interpret spirituality might say this was a trial run for ascension scenarios. Who interpret materially might say it's a wake up call for infrastructure overhaul. Both are correct, and both spur you towards renewal. Dear Starseeds, we understand that from the ground level, these incidents brought inconveniences, loss, and even trauma. We do not wish to romanticize hardship. Rather, we gently urge you to extract the meaning and growth available in the aftermath in everything that happens, especially the challenging moments. Ask, how can this serve me? What is this revealing that I needed to see? When you ask such questions, you shift from victimhood to mastery. A power outage can then illuminate a power within you that has been dormant, such as leadership. Perhaps you guided others in the dark, or faith. Perhaps you prayed with sincerity for the first time in a while. Sincerity. That's a good word, bro. So being sincere, right? That's another way to tap in, to be receptive, bro, by being sincere, bro. Right? That goes hand in hand with being receptive, y'all. For the first time in a while, or ingenuity. Perhaps you solved a practical problem. Creatively, these inner circuitry upgrades are the true gift. We have watched humanity navigate through much darkness over millennia, wars, plagues, collapses of civilizations compared to those, a temporary blackout. While disruption is a far gentler training, we say this to help allay a fear the universe is merciful. Lessons repeat in gentler form so that you can learn without catalysm. Whenever possible, take this lesson now. Strengthen your systems, both external and internal, so that the larger scale darkness is not needed. Imagine a future where a solar flare comes and instead of catastrophe, your grids and your heart simply absorb the energy and turn it into something useful without breaking. This is the timeline you're capable of, one of graceful integration of even the most intense energies. Many of you listening to or reading our words are light workers, starseeds, or those who have long since you have a mission. In these times, if you felt a particular jolt or thrill when the blackouts happen, that could be your soul nudging you. This is your call to service. What does the service look like? Perhaps it is as simple as holding a calm, loving vibration when others panic. Being the literal, figurative calm in the storm, perhaps it is sharing a perspective that uplifts. For example, reminding people that after the darkness, the light returned. So it always will. Or perhaps your role is inventive, contributing to solutions so that communities can be more self-sustaining. In the future, both energy and essentials, every talent, whether spiritual or practical, finds its place in the puzzle. We also bring a message of reassurance. You are not alone in facing these challenges, even in the moments when the lights went out. Many reported seeing an uncanny still glow in the sky, or feeling like someone was watching over. Indeed, we and other benevolent beings keep watch. We cannot prevent every difficulty, nor should we, for that would impede your growth. But we can soften the impact and assist in unseen ways. For some of you might be interested to know that there were potential timelines where the blackout in Europe could have spread much further and lasted much longer. Through the focused intent of millions, many praying or sending positive thoughts in the guidance of higher helpers, those timelines were averted. The outcome, while serious, was the most gentle that could occur to yield the necessary awakening. So even when things go wrong, know that grace is still operating to support the highest good, attainable in that moment. In the grand tapestry, these blackouts will be remembered as a trigger points. They trigger changes in policy, yes, but more importantly to us, they trigger changes in awareness. Think of how many people who perhaps never contemplated the fragility of modern life are now talking about resilience, about community, prepping, about renewable energy, about spirituality, about helping neighbors. These conversations multiplied across society, generate momentum for transformation. It is often said among you that the darkest before the dawn, we would amend that sometimes it gets a bit dark so that the dawn can be more fully appreciated and embraced. Dear loved ones, the dawn is coming. We speak not of a single day, son, but of the dawn of a new chapter in humanity's evolution. In this new dawn, you remember your power, true power that doesn't rely on external electricity or gadgetry, the power of your consciousness, your unity, your love. The brief darkness you experience is nothing compared to the brilliance of light within you that helped it uncover. We see that light to help. We see that light to us. The earth has never been brighter than it is now. So after so many of you chose love in the moment of trial. As you move forward, carry these insights with you. Prepare on the physical level. Certainly, it is wise and responsible to build robust systems and have contingencies, but equally prepare on the spiritual level. Cultivate inner peace, adaptability, and faith. When you light a candle or a switch on a flashlight, remember, you too are a light switch. You can choose to switch on your heart at any time, especially when outer lights fade. And indeed, we see humanity learning to become human power stations, radiating stability and hope, such that even in the fall the world went dark, a network of illuminated hearts will guide the way. We will conclude with an image for you. Visualize the earth from space during the blackout, normally at night. The cottages glittered with city lights. During the event, a big patch of Europe went dark, but in our sight, something else glittered even more. The heart lights of millions of souls spark into life as they face the dark. It was as if the stars themselves have come down to rest upon the earth in a new form. That image, dear ones, is the promise of your future. Where human hearts light up, they outshine any man-made illumination. That inner light is divine, infinite, and cannot be extinguished by any earthly circumstance. So fear not the darkness individually or collectively. Embrace it as the womb of creation, the canvas upon which you will paint the next scene of the human story. We are here, lovingly holding the edges of that canvas, supporting you as you create. In your moments of doubt, call upon us. Call upon any beings of light you resonate with and feel our guidance. The blackouts came to pass, not to stay. They were passing events. But the enlightenment they sparked in your minds and hearts, that is here to stay. Nurture it, grow it, share it. In doing so, you ensure that the next time challenges arise, you greet them not with panic, but with the poise of an awakened soul, knowing that all is well, and that from every shadow, the light will emerge stronger. We love you, we honor you, and we reassure you. Your world is ascending through every challenge. Take heart in the knowledge that even in the darkest hour, you are collectively moving towards the dawn. We thank you for listening, and we are always with you in the unseen ways. Be at peace and be the light. So thank you for that message, bro. Right, that was a dope fucking message, bro. Right, look, they acknowledged the fucking the astrologies, bro, that I did yesterday. That's hilarious, bro. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for acknowledging that, bro. Like I made a mistake, right? But it does connect to us. Like we all connected to that shit, bro. I'm a Taurus too. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know I'm a Taurus, bro. Right, I'm a bull. That's why I go so hard, bro. So shout out to Jose Petta, bro. Thank you for that channel, bro. Right, shout out to Luca Novak, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to me, bro. You know, Yahweh, bro. Thank you for that message, bro. That was the dope message. I love y'all, bro. Right, and listen, I'm gonna leave y'all with that, bro. I love y'all, bro. I hope y'all have a beautiful hump day, bro. Matthew, what's up, Matthew? How you doing, bro? Listen, man, catch me tomorrow, bro. I love y'all, bro. I'm out of y'all, man.